Be place to just take a few minutes to slow down that body, that mind, and that breath. So just sitting either in Sukhasana, cross-legged, you can extend those legs. If you're not comfortable seated, you can always recline if you wish, but we'll just be here for just a short, brief bit. You can also grab pillows or blankets to elevate. Whatever works. And just closing your eyes, slowing down that mind, that body, and that breath. Just taking a minute to focus to where we are. Take our focus to our morning. Bring our focus and our awareness to our body. Focus and awareness to our breath and to our mind. Sitting up nice and tall, each vertebrae stacked one on top of the other, creating as much space as you can between all those vertebrae, starting down in your sacrum vertebrae, all the way up to your thoracic, so from your bottom to your neck. Let's try and lengthen and lift. And as you breathe, send some of that breath and some of that air in between each of those vertebrae. Sending that breath and that air throughout that body and throughout that mind. Next, maybe take a nice deep breath, inhaling, lifting up through the top of the head. As you exhale, take that right ear to the right shoulder. As you inhale, head through center, left ear, left shoulder. So just taking that head through center, bringing an ear over the shoulder, actively, dynamically stretching. We're going to take that right ear over to the right shoulder. We're going to hold it here, press that left shoulder down and away, create some space through the neck. And then from here, just turning that chin down a little bit towards that right shoulder and toward that right leg, just changing the angle, taking that stretch a little further back. And then lifting that chin back up, relaxing that left shoulder, take that head through center. And again, a couple more times. Left ear, left shoulder, right ear, right shoulder, with that head coming through center each time. And then when you're ready, taking that left ear over to the left shoulder, press that right shoulder down away. Take a stretch, create some space. And then turning that chin down towards that left shoulder. Again, just taking the stretch a little further back. No right or wrong place for that head and that neck, just where you feel a good stretch. And then lifting that chin back up, relaxing that shoulder, head up. And then this time we'll take the head chin down towards the chest, and then we'll rock the head out a couple times, side to side, right, left, right. Hopefully feeling a little bit more limber, a little more loose. And then we're going to bring that chin down towards your chest, holding it here, just chin to the chest. Push the shoulders back and down, stretch through the back of the neck. And then as we inhale, lifting that chin up off that chest. You can open up those eyes if they're not open. Morning, those who ran in here, jumped in, inhale up and exhale and fold forward. Those of you who zoomed on in after we started, welcome, welcome to yoga. Good to see you guys. And then from here, nice deep breath, inhale, nice tight core, head up. Let's bring ourselves up and let's go ahead and take those legs out from underneath us. If they were crossed, if you are sitting on anything, go ahead and just remove those. And let's just extend those legs and flex through those feet. Inhale up and exhale and fold forward, seated forward fold, head, chest, and body coming as far forward as you can go. And just taking a few breaths here, letting those hamstrings stretch, the back stretch and waken, and just hold yourself here. Breathe. And then from here, once again, nice deep breath. Inhale, head up, and all that spine comes up together. Let's come up onto our hands and our knees for a couple cat cows. Hands underneath those shoulders. Knees are going to go underneath those hips, about shoulder width, about hip distance apart. And spread those fingers wide. Get those feet and those legs back behind those knees. Bring yourself into cat. Round that back, bring that chin in towards your chest. And here, just hold. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. Take a couple breaths in your cat. Flexing that spine, feeling that stretch. Actually extending that spine. We'll flex it next as we come into cow. Go ahead and reverse that curl. Tailbone lifts up behind you. And then hold it here. Pull that belly in nice and tight. Take those shoulder blades, fold them together. Continue to breathe. And then making your way through cat and cow, round and reverse. Inhale, exhale, or just breathe however you can. Take it at your own pace, but keep that back. A nice big active stretch as we move. One more time each way, and then we're going to make our way to a neutral spine, whatever a flat back looks like and feels like to you. So let that back go flat, but don't let those abs release. Keep the belly pulled in nice and tight, but go to that place where that back is your neutral spine. You might have a little bit of curve. It just depends on your genetics. And we're going to be threading the needle, starting with that right arm, reaching out long. We're going to take that right arm all the way underneath the left, coming down to where we're resting down on the head. Get that right palm feeted up, and that left hand can stay beside the head if you need it for support. If you want, you can take that left arm up behind the back or overhead, whatever works for you. Just coming, settling into threading your needle. Again, right arm is through, palm is up, holding it here. Breathe, and again, the left arm is an accessory if you want to bring it somewhere to stretch. Feel free. If not, if you want to keep it beside your head, it's fine. But really, it's that right arm that we've come through, stretching that shoulder. And then if that left hand's gone anywhere else, bring it back beside your head. And let's push into it. Let's go ahead and unthread. And let's take that right arm up and just reach the opposite direction. So reach up right above that right shoulder. So coming out from threading the needle and just going the other way. And giving that arm a stretch. All right, let's come down back onto those hands. Give me a couple cat cows here. Realign, readjust. And then ready once again to that neutral spine. Left arm again starts by reaching long out to the left, all the way underneath the right arm. So we're down on the side of the head. Arm is threaded through, palm up. And again, right hand can stay there. Or if you want, behind the back or down in front, wherever works. Take a couple breaths right here. If you do have any issues with that neck, though, I recommend that you keep that hand beside the head to help support. Entirely up to you. Just keeping in mind we're here to give that body what it needs. Maybe you know what it means. Maybe your body knows. Maybe we don't know today, but doing what works best for you. But not just doing and choosing what's going to be the easiest and going the easy route. But challenge you and your body when needed, if needed. And bring that right hand back once again, unthread. Bring ourselves up. Take that left arm, just reach. And then from here, bring that hand down. And now let's come down onto the forearms, elbows underneath those shoulders. Couple cat cows here, round reverse. Inhale, exhale. One more time each way. All right, and then from here, let's get into that neutral spine. Scoot those hands a little further in front to your downward facing dog. Curl those toes, lift those hips, push that body weight back into those heels. Just away from your arms, coming into our down dog. Just coming into that down dog. If it feels good, you can walk it out. You can take one side, bend one knee, push one heel back, and then the other, whatever. It's gonna get your body to wake up, feel good. Just gonna take a couple more breaths right here. Inhale, exhale. And then looking towards those hands, just slowly walk the feet to the hands, standing forward fold, head, chest, and body coming towards those legs, lengthen those hamstrings, bring it all together best as you can. Remember too, here as we're at home, if you do own any yoga blocks. You can use those. Those are great props. If you don't own a yoga block, that's the easiest thing for a yoga block is a book that you can move on different sides to help you. Yeah. But if you don't need it and you don't have it, you can just let those hands come down to the earth. If they don't come, just let yourself hang wherever you are. Do what works best. Again, this is for you too. If it feels good, you can walk it out, whatever. Just slowly activating that body a little bit, moving into a little bit of length, little stretch. Inhale to a flat back. And then from here, pull hamstrings pushing back, crown of the head pulls forward, hands can either get in the ground, go to the shins, whatever works. And then release. Inhale, arms up to the side, head up, chest leads, nice flat back, up, 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 we come to standing. All right, moving through a couple sun salutations, just warming up that body, making sure you have some room. As we inhale the arms up, exhale, nice flat back, fold forward. Inhale to that half fold, flat back. And then hands down, step back into a plank. Come into that plank, nice and strong, belly pulled in tight, looking out over the end of the hands, fingers spread wide, and then we will slowly chaturanga, slowly lower down. We're doing that tricep push-up to our up dog, lifting up through the front of the body, just a little up dog, and then curl your toes, lift your hips to your downward facing dog. And then coming into our down dog, take a couple breaths here. Adjust, breathe. Always come here and pause for a few breaths before we continue. Let's look towards those hands. Walk the feet up to the hands, standing forward fold. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms up. Up we come to standing. And bringing the hands down, going around, and we'll just do that again. Nice deep breath, inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, release, and step back into that plank. And then chaturanga. As we inhale, up dog. Exhale, back to that down dog. All right. Remember, there's lots of different variations of sun salutation, just one of many. So if you've ever experienced with me or even with other teachers, different sun salutations, there's lots of them. The wrong or right way to do it. All right, look towards those hands, walk or jump those feet to those hands, standing forward fold. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms up, head up, chest up, up we come. And bring the hands down around. We're just gonna do that 2 more times. Last time I will close my mouth and let you guys do it yourself, but fold forward. Inhale to the flat back. Exhale, release. And also on that last one, I'll let you guys go at your own pace. To your up dog. And then your down dog. But we will come each time to our down dog. Take it, hold it here for a few breaths before we move on and continue. So coming into your down dog, maybe too feeling a little bit more warm, more heat activated in that body. Feeling like you get those heels a little further back, a little better stretch. And then look towards those hands. You can either walk or jump those feet to those hands to a standing forward fold. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms up to the side, up we come to standing. And bringing the hands down around. Again, just one more time, letting you guys flow through at your own pace and just trying to come with what works for you. And once we get into that down dog, again, we'll just hold for a few breaths. So again, once you get into that down dog, just come here, hold. So let it come out of it. And then again, look towards those hands, walk or jump those feet towards those hands. And once we're all the way up to standing, bringing those hands down and around. Alrighty, and again, we should be feeling a little bit warm here. Now ready for our tree pose as we stand on our left leg and take that right foot anywhere except for where that knee bends. Now, if you need help, you can take a kickstand with that right leg. You can also hold on to something if that's what you need, or stand in front of some sort of a wall or something that if you do go anywhere, you can go backwards into it, but just find a place, stand nice and tall on that left leg. Again, right foot anywhere except for where that knee bends. And I want you to try and draw that hip out and open. Once you get those shoulders stacked over those hips, standing up nice and tall, start by keeping those hands at that heart center, because then we're going to just try and take the gaze up. So try and take a little bit of a gaze up. And then bring that head to center. And then try and take a little bit of a gaze down. And maybe now I think probably should have started down first, probably easier to go down. But just try and take a little bit of movement with that head to challenge. So once again, up. And then once again, down. And then bringing that head back to center. And let's take the arms up, and you can either keep the hands together or open up that tree. And yes, once again, we're going to move that head a little bit, just challenge ourselves a little bit more, taking that gaze down. And then slowly taking that gaze up. Still nice long spine. Once again, take that head center, take that gaze down. And then once again, take that gaze up. And then take that gaze anywhere you'd like. Take those arms anywhere you'd like in your tree. Push that right knee out, open up through that hip. One more breath. And then let's bring those hands back down to our heart center. And then from here, as we release the right leg, we're going to cross the right leg over the left. So get those feet planted firmly on the floor, because we are going to fold forward. So we got one leg crossed over the other, one foot in front of the other, but just wherever it's comfy for you. If you're a little more comfy, a little further out, a little close together, whatever works. So we're going to inhale up, and we're going to exhale, and we're going to fold forward. So coming into that forward fold. And this would be here too, where if you can't get your hands down, that would be a nice place to have a block or that book, or like a nice big, I don't know what else would work. A water bottle, I don't know, something from the kitchen, who knows? Something a little stable, something to keep you a little sturdy. All right, then we're going to walk those hands over a little bit to the right. Again, got the right leg crossed over the left. Walking the hands over a little bit to the right, getting a stretch to the outside of the left leg. So it's the back leg that crossed behind. We're getting a stretch to the outside from the knee to the hip and that IT band. And then let's maneuver ourselves back to center. And then let's inhale to that flat back. Take that gaze out over the feet, let a little blood flow come back to the head. And then release back down and inhale, arms out to the side, head up, chest leads with a nice flat back. Up, up, up we come to standing, bringing the hands around. And we'll go to the other side. All right, so give it a little shake, do whatever you need to, reassess. And then when you're ready, standing on that right leg, left foot, again, anywhere except for where the knee bends. If you want to pick up the foot and put it in there, because you will be pushing that inside of that foot into the inside of that thigh. So you don't want to be putting that pressure on that knee joint. So first, again, find your balance. And when you're ready, we'll start by looking, again, taking that head, that gaze down. And then taking that gaze up. And remember, if you need help with balance, since we are in the comfort of our own homes, take that gaze down. Don't be afraid to get something close to something. Because when you're in the gym, there's not a lot of wall space, and a lot of times people didn't want to move and go to the wall. Either A, they were too lazy, take that gaze up, or just because they were embarrassed, they didn't want some people to see them, judge them, what they're doing, which I really wouldn't care. But, now that we're in your home and it's only you, and then bring it center. Once again, bring the arms up. It's only you and your family or the dog. Don't be afraid. If you need something, it's very easy to just kind of have something to kind of touch and hold on. Take that gaze down. And there's never any shame in anything. Take that gaze up. So do what you can. Take that gaze down. If you're falling out, come back in. Join me. It's all good, right? Nobody's perfect. All right, and then take that gaze back up. And then bring that head anywhere you'd like. Hold your tree. And again, too, an easy thing if you don't have something to hold on to is to give yourself a little bit of a kickstand, low kickstand where you can move that foot and it's close to come and hold. Really just depends. Do what works. One more breath. And then bring those hands back down to our heart center. And then we're going to release that leg and cross it over. So left leg crosses over the right. And get yourself nice and stable as we inhale. And then as we exhale and fold forward. So come into that forward fold. Now the stretch to the outside of that right leg. And then we're going to walk ourselves over a little bit to the left. And again, just trying to accentuate and feel a little bit more stretch to the outside of the right leg. If you're already feeling lots of stretch and you can't walk over the side, just keep yourself centered. And again, if you need to alleviate a little bit of that, if you did have something to help elevate yourself with your hands to balance, that would help alleviate a little bit if you're feeling a ton of tightness there. And then let's come back to center. Let's inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. And then inhale, arms out to the side, head up, chest leads, nice flat back, up, up, up we come to standing, bringing the hands down around, and release and uncross. All right, and I'm getting some room around us. Just making sure we got some safe space. Let's take a nice deep breath, inhale up, and exhale, folding forward. And then let's take those hands forward, walk or jump those feet into a plank. Belly in nice and tight, just come to your plank. Take it here for a moment, hold here. Take the hands underneath the shoulders. Take a look a little bit out in front of those hands, belly pulled in tight. And then from here, let's just push the heels back a little bit more. And now let's go ahead and take the heels forward and the toes forward, shoulders slightly over the wrist, in front of the wrist. As we slowly lower down, chaturanga, lowering down, lifting up to your up dog, and then to your down dog. Curve your toes, lift your hips, and push back into that downward facing dog. So coming to that down dog, take a couple breaths right here. Inhale, exhale, breathe. And then let's lift that right leg up behind us, nice and high to our down dog splits. Lift that leg high, point flex, a little ankle mobility, point flex, point, lift nice and high, bend that knee, swing it forward in between the hands where we're trying to get it. Didn't get there, pick it up, move it. Inhale up to a high lunge. Lift ourselves up, bring our arms with us. We're coming up into our high lunge, bending into both knees. Take a look if you can see yourself in a video where that knee is over the ankle. If you can't see yourself, take a look for those toes. Make sure you can still see them without having to go look for them. As you heard me say before, we don't want that leg in so close that that knee is going out over that ankle, because as you're there, you're overstretching those tendons and those ligaments in those knees. And then let's take those hands back behind us, roll those shoulders back and down. And then just taking that gaze up. And then again, taking that gaze down. Once again, taking that gaze up. You can always come to your knee if needed here. And then once again, taking that gaze down. And then bringing that head up to center. And then we're just going to fold over that leg, coming into our humble warrior. So we're still elevated on the ball of that back foot. But now we're going to drop onto the inside of the back foot. So now we've got our legs into our warrior. We're just coming here a little bit more stable now that we've got that back foot down and those arms are clasped and extended over. And then releasing those arms. And then we're going to come up into warrior one. We're just going to release those arms, bring ourselves up. We've got that back foot down. We're bending into that front knee, coming into our warrior one. Back and left hip coming forward, arms reaching up and overhead. And again, take a look for those toes. Make sure you can still see them without having to go find them. And try to take that left hip, draw it around and forward as we bend into that right knee. And then from from warrior one, we're gonna go skip warrior two and go to warrior three. So we're gonna bring ourselves forward, back onto the ball of that back foot, hands beside that right leg, and lift that left leg up. So again, first start here with that balance, standing on that right leg. When you're ready, bring that upper body up, tuck the arms in at your side, palms in, and come up to stand in your warrior three. Trying to make that leg behind you long, keeping both hip bones squared down, arms tucked in, and then we're bringing the arms forward. And this is a great thing too, if you need balance, help with balance, having a wall or even something in front of you to hold on to. I wouldn't suggest you try and rest the toe. That's a little more complicated because it's kind of harder to find things with that foot, but using the hands, yes. Tucking those biceps in at your ears. And then if you can, moving the arms back and moving the arms forward. So a little bit of movement again to challenge, but if you're just challenge holding, just stay where you are. And then hold your arms wherever you prefer, front or back, just for a few more breaths. Long, long right leg, long spine. One more breath. And then let's release that left leg and let's fold forward. And then that right leg is where we've been standing a lot of the work. So just go ahead and bend that right knee and then extend that left leg. And let's take that left arm up. So a little bend in the right knee, left leg's just long. A little rest for that right leg. Left arm comes up. A little more shoulder mobility, try to reach up over that shoulder. One more breath. And then release. And then from here, equal weight, pull it up through both legs. You need to shift your weight, walk it out in place, whatever. A couple breaths here. And then from here, hands down, walk or jump into your plank. Nice strong plank. Use the toes, shoulders slightly in front of the wrist, chaturanga, to your up dog, and then to your down dog. And in that down dog, hold it here, a couple breaths. If you are a little tired and need another resting posture, child's pose, it's a perfect place to go. Do what works. Take a minute before we go to the other side. Regroup, rebalance. Hello, Preeti and Isaiah. Good to have you join us. All right, let's lift that left leg up behind us, nice and high. Point flex, point flex. Bend it, swing it, try to get in between those hands. Again, if it's not where it needs to be, just the easiest thing to do is move it before we come up into that high lunge, bring ourselves up. But once you get here, if you still need it further forward, you can always wiggle walk those toes out. So just coming here, find a place, bend into those knees, breathe, lengthen and lift. And then let's go and take that gaze up. Take that gaze down. Again, take that gaze up. Take that gaze down. Take that head forward. Take those arms back behind you. First, start by rolling those shoulders back and down. And then folding over that left leg. Staying elevated on the ball of the back foot just for a few breaths. And then we'll change the leg position of the back leg. All right, and then drop onto the inside of that back foot. So now our legs are in warrior, humble warrior. Those arms are still holding and extending. And then releasing the arms, and the palms are facing in, arms are tucked in by your side. We're just gonna come up to that warrior one. So just lift ourselves up. Coming again, taking that right hip, trying to draw that hip forward, bend into that right knee, left knee, excuse me. We're lifting up those arms, reaching long. One more breath. And then taking those hands down, and again, as we come into warrior three, first just starting off by pushing off with that right leg, so we're standing on the left. Find your balance, and then as you can, lift the body, lift the arms, lift yourself up. Arms tucked in by your side, palms facing in. Again, if you need that balance help, don't be afraid to get something you can hold on to. Definitely something that's pretty stable though, so we don't go toppling over with it. Tuck the palms in, and then taking the arms forward. Biceps are tucked in at the ears, arms are reaching forward. Nice long left leg. And then if you can, moving the arms a little bit back and forth. And again, that's just if you need that extra challenge, whatever works. And then coming and holding the arms wherever you'd like, back or forward. One more breath. And then let's release that right leg and let's fold forward. And then here, that left knee, keeping it bent a little bit, keep the left hand down, right leg straightens, just take that right arm up. Little twist, little stretch through the right leg, left leg, a little passive, a little bend in the knee. Hold. And then release that arm, come to your forward fold. And again, if you need to walk it out in place, feel free, do what you need. And then just folding and holding. Hands down, walk or jump into a plank. Into a nice strong plank, belly in. And then from here, slowly chaturanga to your up dog. And then when you're ready, to your down dog. Okay, coming into that down dog, take a couple breaths right here, breathe. Again, if this is not restful for you, child's pose is a perfect another place to bring yourself. So come and hold. Just taking a couple breaths. Inhale, exhale. And next up, we're going to be making our way into a side plank. All right. So bring yourself forward. All right, come into plank first. Now, remember, if you need to modify your plank ever, you can bring yourself to your knees. So if you need to modify that plank, and also in our side plank, I'll give you an option for a modification. But when you're ready, right hand comes so it's just central underneath the body. We're gonna roll, and we're gonna stack those feet and roll and come to the side. Now, if you need to modify, easiest thing to do, bring that right knee down, come into your side plank here. If you're here and you wanna elevate that top leg, feel free. But if you can, keep yourself stacked, hold yourself in the side plank. If you can't get those feet on top of each other, it's okay to have one in front of the other, but you don't want those hips to rotate with you. So try to keep those hips stacked one on top of the other. One more breath. And then let's come back to center. Let's come back to our plank, pull that belly in, pull it nice and tight. Before we go to the other side, I'll give you a quick little break. So we're slowly, chaturanga, release, lower down, come to your up dog, to your down dog. And I did say break, so let's come to our knees and let's sit back in a child's pose. I want you guys to get a nice strong side plank. So you can bring the hands in, you can rotate the wrists. Just give it a second. Breathe. All right, and from here, lift your head up. When you're ready, curl your toes, make your way into your down dog, come forward to that plank. This time, left arm underneath, stack those feet, roll, roll, roll. Lift that right arm up, keep those hips lifted. Again, if you need to, come down to that left knee. Come here, hold, keep the hips up. Side plank, keep breathing, keep breathing. And then rotate, roll back to center, nice strong plank. Slowly chaturanga, release to your up dog, and then to your down dog again. And then just for a moment, because again, I want you to rest. Come to your knees, feet together, knees apart. Sit back into your child's pose. Because we are going to go to that side plank again, but this time we're going to go to our side plank on our forearm. So give the wrists a little break, but just take a second, breathe. All right, when you're ready, head up, come back into your down dog. Come forward to your plank. All right, and then again, right hand underneath, rotate and roll. And once you get there, come down onto the forearm. So just slowly take yourself down onto your forearm, elbow underneath that shoulder. Again, too, if you need to modify here, come to that bottom knee. So if you need to modify, but if you can keep yourself from letting the hips come all the way down and keep the hips lifted, no matter if the knee's bent, try and keep that right hip off the ground. One more breath. And then from here, roll to your forearms, no break this time. All right, we're gonna take ourselves to the other side. So rotate, roll, or if you have to lie down, adjust, get yourself to where you can lift that right arm up, lift those hips up, come into your side plank. We're using the side body, the obliques, to lift and hold. One more breath. And then come back to center to a forearm plank. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Come and hold, belly in, knees elevated if you can. Hold, hold, hold. One more breath. And now to your knees. Take the knees nice and wide and sit back in child's pose. The knees nice and wide, feet together, arms reaching long. Keep that upper back, that back is stretched. And breathe. And then from here, hands back beside your head very slowly. Let's go ahead and lift ourselves up. And then from here, we're gonna go ahead and cross those legs underneath us. We're gonna sit back. So next up, we have a boat pose. We just work the side of the abdominals, now working the front of the abdominals, but also that back. So coming into boat, easiest place, easiest way to get there is to bend the knees, feet on the floor, hands at the hamstrings, and then just to take yourself back, coming into a bit of a V with that body. So a little bit of a V here. And then if you can, release the arms, squeeze those inner thighs together. And if you can, extend those legs. You can also, if you're extending those legs, if you want to hold, you can hold, roll the shoulders back and down. If you can't extend those legs, you can bend the knees. If you really need to, you can keep a toe down to hold and elevate as you can. But find something to give yourself a little bit of a challenge. Keep breathing, elevate through the top of the head, roll the shoulders down, one more breath. And then let's bring the momentum forward and fold forward. Because we are going to do that again. We are going to take ourselves into another boat, another hold. Again, front of the belly. Very important to help support that back. A lot of times when people have major back issues, sometimes it cannot be, it's not all coming from the back. It's the fact that their abdominals are weak and they're not able to support. So, but not all the time, but sometimes. So it's always good to keep that strong too. All right, inhale, nice flat back, up, up, up. All right, coming back into your boat. And again, wherever you want to go, whatever works, however you want. Also too, you can hold. We got lots of options for boat, right? Lots of options. Just some strong place for you. Come and hold. A couple more breaths. Squeeze those legs together and the thighs squeeze together. Try to not let those legs separate. One more breath. And then this time as we release, we're going to release those legs out and come all the way back. All right, coming onto our back, reaching out long overhead, point the toes. Whew. And now giving that body the stretch that it deserves. All right, great job, you guys. Time to make our way into our final few minutes of our practice into Shavasana. When you're ready, bring the arms down by your side. And then one at a time, bring one knee, bring the other, and then take a nice loose hold on the shins and circle those knees one direction. Or if you want to put the hands on the knees as drivers, just don't want you grabbing and pulling on those knees. Protect those knees. Circle the other way. And then side to side or whatever feels good. All right, next up as we make our way into our final posture for Shavasana. Traditional is corpse pose with the arms extended by the side, legs extended, palms up, and the legs just relaxed and out. I encourage you to go anywhere you're comfortable that works for you. If you need neck support, you can put something underneath your neck. Give yourself a little pillow. If you have issues with the low back, easiest thing is to take something and put it underneath the knees to alleviate the pressure on the low back. You want to throw something over you or your face. Take out the light, take out the cool air, whatever works. Again, enjoying the comfort of our homes, enjoying our practice with each other while still being the comfort of our homes, maybe even still in our jammies. So just take your eyes, close them, just continue to breathe. Let that breath and that air flow within you and around you. Keep your eyes closed and just breathe. And slowly bringing some awareness back into that body and that mind. You can move those fingers, those toes, those hands, feet, arms, legs, or even that head side to side or circles with the other parts of your body. And whenever you're ready to roll onto the side of your choice, anyone who's pregnant should go left. Everybody else can choose a side. Remain here for a moment, letting a little bit of blood flow come back to that heart and that head. It always seems impossible until it's done. It always seems impossible until it's done. And that's a quote from Nelson Mandela. When you're ready, use your outside arm, push yourself up back where we began our practice. And you're having a hard time getting here today. It might have seemed like an impossibility, but once it's done, now that we're here, hopefully appreciating what your body has done for you. Hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you next week. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. Feel free to unmute yourselves.